We go live to Venezuela, where there's a recent communication from the government announcing that Alex Saab, diplomatic, has been finally released. This is brand news from the government of Venezuela. The official communique says that the government of Venezuela celebrates with jubilee the release and return to his homeland of diplomat Alex Saab, who had been unfairly kidnapped at a North American prison. The people received him with pride. We're going over the official statement released by the government of Venezuela. Alex Saab had been unfairly detained, illegally detained, and kidnapped in the United States of America and has now been finally released after an exchange that has been reached with the government of the United States. Let's go over some context. Saab had been arbitrarily captured in Cape Verde on the 12th of June 2020 when the plane he was traveling in doing a humanitarian mission landed in that African nation in order to refuel before continuing its journey to Iran while he was, as we were saying, on a humanitarian mission. Saab's detention was in violation of international law as he serves as a Venezuelan diplomat, which made his detention illegal. Even though, and despite all the measures imposed by international law, the diplomat was still held hostage and then transferred to the United States, where he remained kidnapped until his official liberation was announced today. Saab is also part of the government delegation at a dialogue table in Mexico with the country's opposition. And after spending more than 491 days imprisoned without an arrest warrant or due process, and after being the victim of torture and degrading treatment, Saab was transferred to the United States, finally, on October 16, 2021, where he has been held for more than 1,000 days under alleged charges of money laundering. Alex Saab's efforts were key to being able to bring food and medicines from various countries to Venezuela. All of this within the framework of the illegal economic, financial, and commercial blockade imposed by the United States against the South American country. So let's recall, we are going over breaking news as the Venezuelan government is announcing the liberation after years of constant claim of diplomat Alex Saab, who had been illegally detained on June the 12th, 2020, in the midst of the crisis onset by the COVID-19 pandemic. Let's recall that Alex Saab was at that time part of a humanitarian mission which was meant to bring food and medicine to the Venezuelan people, both in the middle of the pandemic and trying to face the illegal commercial blockade imposed on Venezuela. It was in this context that Alex Saab was illegally detained in Cape Town, and later on the year 2021, he was then transferred to the United States, where he continued to be kidnapped as his detention went again many measures in the international law. Let's recall that Alex Saab was a diplomat at the time of his imprisonment, and that status is what made his detention both arbitrary and illegal.